Let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Good morning. Thank you for being here. It is 6:34 a.m. I am so glad this Friday morning you have chosen to catch your news here. As you can see in the description box, we have a lot of things to cover. We got some local things, some hot topics, and then I want to get into the $100 Cash App prize for whoever gets the correct amount of organizations we supported during Black History Month and the total amount in general. And it expanded over 9 days. So I counted the actual days that we did that. So you have a full opportunity. You know, we do about a 2-hour show. I'm going to try to speed it up because I have a couple. Since I took a couple of days off next week, I have to get some stuff done today. I got 2 clients coming in. So I'm actually going in the office on a Friday. So weird. It's so strange, but I'm going to do it. I got to do what I got to do. So thank you all for being here. We're gonna rush right through it. Let's see who is in the building. No one cares. Good morning, and happy Friday to you. Hey, Kimberly Black, good morning to you. Happy Friday. He has raisin. Happy weekend to you too as well. Hey, Carrie, good morning to you. Good morning. All right. Let me jump right into it this morning. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, I put it on my community wall. So funny to me because I said, wow, I looked at it first and I said, wow, this is a play out of the playbook of the beef fucking sector. So get into this. Ukraine doxes Russia. So Ukraine got its hold of 620 Russian spies and over 1,600 Russian troops who served over this past 2 months in the invasion of Ukraine. So they got the information on this set of data of Russians, the FSB individuals, and they decided to publish this information in their not only in their Ukraine Central Intelligence Agency, but also in news articles. Now, I thought this was so interesting because, this is part of, military, it's a military institution. This is like a war battle. Now we're looking at war crimes. And so when you start getting into doxing members of the troop members of military armed professionals, people who serve in these defense positions, and start leaking their information, that can go one or two ways. And so while I understand the position Ukraine is in, I just thought this was like, whoa, this is a slippery slope. So now what if Russia, who's known for hacking and attacking everybody, doxes Ukraine, and leaks all of their information? So this was a slippery slope. And I was waiting to see if like the United States had a response or if there was some response. But given what we're going through right now, sort of everyone is like, turning their heads to this. They're not saying too much of anything about it. Most people are saying that, that since they're not using this information to go and open up credit reports or do something like that, instead they actually want to pursue criminal claims against all of these individuals in the International War Court, so War Crimes Court. And so they're trying to hold on to all of their names. And they said if it takes Zelensky said on camera that if it takes 5 to 10 years to prosecute these individuals, they want to go after every single one who sort of committed genocide to their nation, tore them apart. They said millions of people have fled the country. Tons of people have died. They're leaving bombs in homes. So, when people return, they're going to, they have to wait for it to be cleared before they can even enter the property. So this is turning to be very, very sticky. Now, I don't want to go too far into the Russian, Ukraine-Russian war, but they're also battling it out now because there's talk of Finland and Sweden joining NATO. And if you don't know, both Finland was a territory given to got its independence from Russia during the days of the USSR, and also the I always get this name wrong, Kagin Slad, but there's a territory, a small piece of population that was given to Russia from USSR to divide up what Germany was doing during that time. And so they are now threatening arming up over there. They're going to put these supersonic missiles, and I just learned about what supersonic missiles are. Supersonic missiles are one of like the top missiles in the defense industry, and they can get to a destination within like 2 to 3 minutes. I'm talking from United States to or the other side of the country. And I was watching a YouTube video for it, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. And we talking about flying another country and takes us 2 to 3 hours. So everybody's trying to arm up. United States, China, and Russia are the ones who have the highest stockpiles of those. So everyone's getting worried over there, and in Sweden, they all want to join NATO, and Sweden is all about disarming. They don't want to be in a war. They've never fought a war, but they also look at this as an opportunity to beef up their own defense. So we'll stay tuned to this. But Ukraine doxing Russian troops, it's a double-edged sword, given, they're in the turmoil right now, but I don't think that publicly doxing them is a good way to go. Should definitely try to stand on the right side of the fence. So I'm going to see what they do with this information besides publish it in the newspapers. I want to see if they're actually going to proceed with some war crimes. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you. All right, so that was the Russia-Ukraine story. Who else do we got in the building? Oh, look at y'all coming through. Pastor Stephen McNeil, and good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Red Wings. Good morning, Queen Diva. Hey, surviving. Good morning to you. Oh, I got a little bit of Darius Cook later. And I'm gonna get through it, so we ain't gonna be lagging all day. I'm sorry for that, y'all. Whoever wrote the article watches the sector. Let's just keep it for Kimberly. I said, even the way it was written, I said, really though, they doxing like that. Now, what they call it is illegal publicly. What was it? They used a specific word for it, so there is like a term for it. But to see them actually use the word doxing was, what was the word they used for it? Leaking private information. But outside of leaking private information, there was a term that they had for this that they use for this. And so I'm trying to figure out what is it. Good morning, Hot Spicy Tea. Good morning, Black Ones, Black Swamby One. How are you? Good to see you all. All right. So that was that. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about was, now earlier in the year, we covered this story early in the year. And now here we back full circle. So Ed Buck has been sentenced. If you all are not familiar with the Ed Buck story, he is the guy who solicits sex from young men, specifically young Black men. And there's been moments where when he's done this, there's been fatal occasions. So prosecutors accused the 67-year-old mega donor of preying on vulnerable men and providing them with drugs and money in exchange for sex. Two of the victims, Jamel Moore and Timothy Dean, were found dead in Buck's West Hollywood home in 2017 and 2019. Investigators later determined the men had died after Buck injected them with fatal doses of methamphetamine. So now, he's a wealthy businessman who donated hundreds of dollars to Democratic causes. And he was eventually arrested in 2019 after the back-to-back doses of methamphetamine had been administered. The victim, identified as Dane Brown, reportedly overdosed twice but survived the ordeal. Detail his horrific expenses. Hold on. What is the fuck is this? Okay. So they sentenced him to 30 years in prison. He's been sentenced to 30 years in prison. They said he used his money and privilege to exploit the wealth and power imbalances between himself and his victims, who were unhoused, destitute, and or struggling with addiction himself. That's what I said earlier too. I said these guys had to be, really, really he spent thousands of dollars on drugs and party and play sessions that destroyed lives and bred insidious addictions. Buck's lack of remorse is aptly captured in one image as he was hiding out in a hotel, evading arrest for Jamel Moore's death. He was injecting Dane Brown, another young Black man, with back-to-back slams of methamphetamine. Buck's lawyer says he plans to appeal the excessive sentence. The deaths were tragic. His being charged and convicted was tragic. The sentence was tragic. None of this should have happened. I think he got what was warranted to him. I'm shocked he didn't get life in prison. It was 2 lives. I'm sure there was other individuals involved, and we're talking about a substance that is considered to be illegal. So there was multiple counts here, but given his affiliations and who he got 30 years, so he'll probably spend the rest of his life in jail. Who knows? But rest in peace to both Jamel and Timothy, and Dame. This is such a sad case. Yes, I believe there are way more than two murders. Ed Buck is a serial killer who is well connected, very much so. And I can't wait for the story to come out. Like, now, this is a story that'll be interesting because, you know, a lot of people celebrate, you know, I got me a rich white man, or, you know, both sides, male and female, gay male, straight women, whatever, across the fences. You know, it's often celebrated. You know, I'm dating this, you know, person with money. Hell, been there and done that, you know. But you don't oftentimes look at the negative sides that come with it, the other side of it, you know, the stuff that you got to sacrifice and give up. You know, I'm sure these guys dating him, it was a thing to talk about. You know, I got me a guy giving me money. He's high up and connected. Well, on the flip side of that, you know, we suffer through things like this. So I would love for this kind of story to be out, a Lifetime movie, if they want to dip their toes into the LGBT world. I think this would be a great story for them to put out. Thank you, Red Wings. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, y'all, let's get to this next story. Now, this story is going to ruffle some feathers. It's going to be a little bit of icky, but it's cause for a conversation. So, 2 New Jersey women inmates were impregnated after sex with their transgender prisoners. Now, you know, the prison just recently passed, I want to say this prison in particular, recently just launched the liberally progressive move of allowing transgender inmates to be housed with the other female inmates. But now the prison is in hot water after 2 of the naturally born female inmates were impregnated by a transgender inmate. Yeah, so let's get into this story. So apparently, it was reported that some of the 27 transgender inmates at the Etna Mahan Correction Facility have been having sex with the biological female inmates. However, there have been no reports of rape because all of the incidents of sexual relations have reportedly been consensual. And so here's what the Division of Corrections said in New Jersey. While DOC cannot comment on any specific disciplinary or housing decisions that may be considered in light of these events, the department always reserves all options to ensure the health and safety of the individuals in its custody. And so what's funny is last year, I guess in this same prison, 2 females have filed lawsuits against the prisons claiming that the transgender inmates were having sex with the biological females. But ACLU decided to maintain their support of the prison reform that allows transgender women to be housed with biological women, saying that it's in line with New Jersey's strong anti-discrimination laws that prevent discrimination and harassment on the basis of gender identity. Now, here's the thing. Let me tell you, my initial reaction was like, damn, what the fuck? But I said, that's no different than gay men going to gay prisons. The only difference is they can't get pregnant. But they get, you know, that's what happens. You know, you sending men to prison, they're having sexual relations, consensual sexual relations. The greatest thing about that is they can't get pregnant or have sexual relations. Here's you're having women, transgender women and biological women, gender role being women, defined as women, being housed in the same unit, and it's the same thing. They're not pressing charges. The women involved are not pressing charges because it's consensual. They are not. This isn't their issue. The issue stems because there are other women filing lawsuits against the prison saying there's transgender and biological women in here having sex. And so what the Department of Corrections is saying, publicly coming out and saying is, look, we don't get involved, nor do we release or tell what housing or disciplinary sanctions we provide. And I think that's them not trying to say what they've done or what corrective measures, as well as the ACLU is coming out and saying we support the prison and whatever, you know, they decide to do. We like this because it's not discriminating on the basis of gender. And while I get that in all, I think that there needs to be clearly a voluntary opportunity for inmates to either opt into a more let's say, you know, restrictive housing, so that could be anyone, someone who doesn't want, restricting and more refined, less population with other individuals. Like there needs to be some other rules or guidelines put in place to really manage this, because what I do see is a lot of these instances happening across the nation. Now that's just my take, and my take could be completely wrong, but I saw it and I instantly saw, I thought to myself, like, man, it'd be so many pregnant kids coming out of the men prison if this was the same situation. So as this is becoming more and more of a thing, here are some of the things we're going to be faced with. And I just wanted to throw it out there. I'm never afraid of a hot, sticky subject, but I wanted to throw it out there and get you all's take on it. Like, what do you all think about this? And be brutally honest with me. I love it. Nazis caught in their 70s got life for execution. So Ed Buck using his privilege card and getting a pass. Oh, definitely. But see, B1, put a pin right here in this story, because we're going to talk about privilege and sentences, because I got this is one, but I think we have another one later. What the hell? Yeah, I mean, they really are. And what they strongly pushed in this story was saying that it was consensual. Like they're not pressing charge. The only reason we found out was that they're pregnant because they became pregnant, and that became the story. Oh, they're pregnant. There was no abortion. There was none of that. It became full term. We're going to have the babies. And so I think that became the story. But then on top of that, now you have other women in that same prison who want to file these lawsuits against the prison, and that could be for a number of reasons. Yeah, they could completely feel, they be feeling like it's inappropriate. They could feel like it's violating their own privileges or their rights, whatever prison rights they have. Or it could just be a way to get at the prison and lessen their sentence and get out or cause some attention. You never know. So I don't know. Why are guards sleeping with prisoners? It ain't the guards. No one cares. These are transgender women who have been sentenced to prison time sleeping with the other biological prison inmates. So they're sleeping with each other consensually. Now, if it was the guards, I would, girl, what? And then that would be a whole situation, which we do know happens. This isn't new about transgender. There are many cases it's just kept quiet. The rape claims are silenced. No, we're gonna talk about them. I think we need to talk about them. I think all of that comes to the surface so it can be handled. Everyone has I think all of us have issues that we can't sweep under the rug. We just simply we have to talk about it. That way we become comfortable with that dialogue. And this is one that I want us to be comfortable with. The dealings, the issues, the relations that we have with transgender, non-binaries in public, privately. Let's talk about what goes on. So when we do go out there and we do see and hear, we have at least something to start with, the conversation to start with. Like, oh, I've heard, but I know. So I'm comfortable with it, and you all just let me know. Can't they just house all the transgender people in the same area? And what's going to happen to the pregnant inmates? Well, the pregnant inmates are keeping their child because they confessed that it was consensual. So they don't want to file any claims or anything. But I think their friends are the ones who are filing the lawsuit. That's just allegedly. Can they house all transgender people? That's a good question. I know I definitely don't have the answer. I don't know. I think that borderlines discrimination when, as a transgender woman, you define your gender as female, and then you go to prison, you feel like you want to be housed with the female population. So it becomes sticky as to how do prisons define females. And so then that becomes more political, because then they will have to rely on the state to give them some guidance. And state defines females as, those who are the trans, biological women, what they call cisgender women or transgender women. So it's a real slippery slope to segregate the population. I remember it was, it used to be talked about, segregating gay men in prisons as well. I think first of all, I think it's costly to do that. To separate it out like that, even with overpopulation and overcrowding of prisons. I'm not too sure about the female prisons, but that's something I can definitely, keep abreast. Like, why isn't that something that they've considered? Or if they have, what does that look like? If you are born a male, you are a male. I don't care about the medical changes, but we are born stronger as males. I get it. I have family who feel the very much same about how you think. I thought there was no such thing as consensual sex in prison. Oh, Is that the truth? What? Wow. Oh, I heard it all wrong. Oh no, yeah, it's crazy. In Canada, bio men who are child abusers are becoming trans women after sentencing, released and back to abusive behavior as women. Wow. I never heard of that. That's oh wow. Male animals are generally born larger than females. If I get a sex change, I can play better hockey than a female because I'm larger. Is that fair? No, I understand. I understand it. We talked about that too in the sport when we talked about the transgender sports and them being on the team. So I understand. This is when birth control pills for the females and males should be mandatory. Okay, okay, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Start locking that thing up. Put a lock and key on it. Good morning, T. Trisha One. Thank you for stopping through this morning. Good morning. If you're born with a penis, you are a male. You know, that's I understand. I can understand your opinion. I do, but I do feel like there's a lane for the transgender community, for those who feel like they identify their gender roles, they identify with the opposite, even non-binary. And I'm not even gonna lie to you all. It took me having to have a friend who was experiencing, I saw them first as a male for like years and then became cross-dressing, and then that became permanent, and now they haven't went and had full surgery, but they dress as a female. She dresses as a female. I say they because sometimes he and sometimes, and we're cool like that. And I think watching his progression into her has allowed me to understand sometimes like it really is a mental situation when someone has really decided that the joy that they feel in their lives, the happiness, everything about them comes from them living their truth. So it opened my eyes. So I like I said, I understand your point because I was once there, but it took me having to realize that people do live different journeys and have different, things in their lives. Hey, Miss Toby, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. So I told you I was gonna be a little sticky, icky. Now let's go back to some more local news. So this is a really crazy story. 2-year-old dies after father accidentally runs him over in driveway. So I just want to give you a quick hit and dip. This man and family, mom, and kids, they went to a grocery store and they come home and it's a pickup truck. He pulls in the truck in the driveway. The mom and the baby get out the driveway, get out the car, and they drive, they go to the door to open the door and he's following behind her. And the wife says to him, "We're not going nowhere. We're done. So you might as well pull the car up into the garage." So he jumps in the car still. Yeah, I guess he was close by the car and decides to pull forward and goes over something again, and then hops out and look, and it's the baby. And then they rush the baby to the hospital and the baby dies. And I had to bring the story up because we all have these fucking accidents and mistakes in the blink of an eye. I have to tell y'all mine. I was driving down the highway when I first got my dog, not knowing no better, the highway, y'all, and I had my back seat windows open down, thinking my dog, he's small. I didn't know that he wouldn't know better not to jump out the window. Thank God I had a leash on him tied down. My baby had jumped out the window and was hanging on by the side by his fucking leash. By a fucking leash. And I'm sitting there like, and people are beeping at me like, look. And I'm looking, what the fuck you beeping at me? I turn around, my dog. I just couldn't freak out. So, we all have these freak accidents. Thank God nothing happened to my dog. Rest in peace to this family here. But we all have these freak accidents where we have to stop and collect and figure it out and see what's going on. It's sad that this had to be their reminder, their accident, a very unfortunate accident. This could have been any of us. How many times you pull up into your house and get out, or how many times you don't parked on the street and don't look behind you, back up or move forward. So I wanted to, it was really something that stuck out to me, and I really, really wanted to pay attention. Wanted you all to pay attention. Like, as the summer approaches and we get ready to go and move and be on the go and be outside, be careful, be on the lookout. No, King Roman said, hey, chill out, take that moment to just, you get in the car and go just before you go. Maybe the transgenders were compensated for their sperm. Baby, we about to come up with a whole wow. Not in the prison though. Wow. The Canadian government, along with the UK government, have opened a door that leads to the extinction of the biological female. We can exist in separate spaces. Oh, you feel like that? I definitely don't think that there could ever be an extinction of the biological female. Like, that's not even possible to me. He didn't check to see if the child was in. None of that. He literally thought the child was right behind foot and toe with the mother, but he wasn't in foot and toe with the mother. He was in foot and toe with himself. I have no issues with transgender people, but male-born animals are larger. No, that I understand. Yeah, we are the species. Just tragic. Poor baby. Yeah, it's very tragic. Very tragic. Good morning, Jay Parrish. Good morning. Very senseless. And their family decided they don't want their names released. They want to grieve in peace. But it's unfortunate because the news clip got the caution police tape outside their house, and you can clearly see the number of the address. And if you know better and you live in that city, you know the town. So I'm sure they're getting bombarded right now. But they don't want to. It's embarrassing. On top of embarrassing, it's very sad. I mean, it's a very sucky situation. My classmate in elementary school lost her cousin because his parent ran him over as well. Freak accident as well. Yeah, this shit is crazy. That's it. Oh, wow. It make me just want to walk slowly down the street. I'm telling you, slowly. All right. And then the last thing I want to talk to you all about is this. Now, a temporary teacher has been arrested after slapping an 8-year-old student at school in Woodbridge. Now, here's the thing, okay? The student didn't like what the teacher said. And so the student, 8-year-old student, went up to the teacher and spit in the teacher's face. The teacher slapped the student and left the classroom. I have my own thoughts and opinions about this, but I definitely want to get you all's take on this before I say anything. Okay, while that's doing that. All right.
Taken to Prince William County, where a teacher was accused of slapping an 8-year-old student.
That teacher has been arrested, facing assault and battery charges. Fox 5's Tasha was live tonight in Woodbridge with the latest details. Tasha.
An unbelievable story here, and all of this apparently went down on Thursday. The temporary teacher is identified as Iman Al-Kindi, and again, all of this happening inside a classroom right here at Fannie Fitzgerald Elementary School. What we do know is that Prince William County Public Schools says that Al-Kindi is no longer with the school district. She's accused of slapping an 8-year-old student after he reportedly spit on her. We went to an address listed for the teacher in a Prince William County Police Department report, and here is what happened. We're here for Iman.
I'm not interested.
Do you have any response?
If you have anything, please contact my lawyer.
It's unclear who is representing Al-Kindi. The 44-year-old is charged with assault and battery. She was arrested and released on her own recognizance on Friday. Police say other staff members witnessed the attack. The 8-year-old reportedly became upset about something unrelated to Al-Kindi, but spit on Al-Kindi. We're told she then slapped him across the face and walked out the classroom.
I mean, it's pretty rare that we have a
teacher or a school staff member.
So now that you have the facts of the story, what is your take? I would love to know what you all think about this. I have very mixed reviews. You know, we cover in local news on Wednesdays at 6:30 a.m. Cute little plug. We cover a lot of stories where we see teacher attacks either on the student or the student attacks the teacher, all of this, you know, and I'm always leaning on the side of first, what was the right thing to do? And then second, what does the laws or the guidelines or the policies that govern this situation require the person to do? So I always go right or wrong, and then what's the law? So right or wrong, in my mind, should this 8-year-old be spitting on a teacher? No. No, I don't want a 2-year-old spitting on me. Even when the little baby be throwing up on me, I'd be like, "Oh, baby, you gotta get him. Now it's your turn. It's a little slob. It's a lot going on." You know, it's cute. I'm not gonna hit no baby over that. But as we get older, you know, your 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16 start spitting on someone in school. That's a bad sign. No one should be showing out and the first thing is spitting on. What happened to yelling and screaming? I'd rather take a leave me alone, one of those, over your child just reverting immediately to something that he's probably saw someone else do or at the home do. So no, this was not right at all. That was not fucking right. Do not spit on me, please. No child should be spitting on no adult, because you don't know what an adult will do. You never know what any adult will do. As clearly as we can see, this lady hauled off and slapped the damn 8-year-old. Just slapped the 8-year-old, unfortunately. Now, would I have slapped an 8-year-old? No. I wouldn't have slapped an 8-year-old. I wouldn't have slapped the 8-year-old, but I would have made sure that 8-year-old faced the highest penalty possible at that school. I would have done that. And I would have done that in mind, thinking that I was harming and causing hurt to the parents. Because why does your child think that it's okay for them to come to the school? So if you think that it's okay, then you need to be able to deal with the consequences that come from that. You're not finna just come spit. No. I'm gonna be mad and pissed off, but I'm gonna make sure I file all the proper paperwork, the reports. I'm getting pictures. If I need to go take, do I need to get a kit? You swab it. What do I need to do? I walk around with a Band-Aid and plastic tape over it all day just to preserve the evidence. Absolutely, I would. Yeah, I would. When I tell you I'd be looking for emotional, physical, and financial harm, that's what I would go down those lanes. But I would not no 8-year-old. I mean, that's just retarded. What you think the 8-year-old is going to turn around? I mean, no, because then as the parent, now you just got a parent coming up here going to slap you. Now you looking for a fight, a real fight. I don't know if I'd be able to go on with life for real. Yeah. Are you talking about the pregnant women in jail? Stop. What the hell? Yes, spitting. I'm going to sit this one out. I may have forgotten how it was at work. See, you was how I was when I said I looked at this story and I said, see, now this is where you test your faith, your morals. Everything is tested on this moment. Like, I could see me yelling, "Are you fucking kidding me?" If that was an adult, I understand, because I didn't play about spit, but as a teacher, you're not supposed to put exactly. Because also you have to think about your future, right? And as a teacher, you don't want in your history that you've ever slapped a child. Like, now you have that there. See, I would have had to consider even though there's people at work, I'd be wanting to cuss, and I have every right to. I'm talking about every right to just lay into their ass. Like, and everybody be waiting for me, like, you're not gonna say nothing. I'd be like, you got it. But I don't, because in the future, they're going to always assume, because I've set this trajectory, that I'm this aggressive, responsive kind of individual. So I don't. So now she has to always have this in her history. And she was a temporary teacher. So this might not have been her career, but you won't be a temporary. You will probably be a non-employable teacher in the school district because of something like this. So yeah, you're right. You have to think about that shit. Thank you. The spitting in the face deserve a slap. The students, Mammy and Pappy, should be ashamed of themselves for raising such a savage spirit. So you would slap, yeah, yes, Prince William County, Virginia. Then I read that in this same district, they have 2 other incidents within this year. So now you only know it's 4 months, where a teacher slapped another student at another school, and then a student brought in a weapon to use for a teacher. I said, well, what the fuck are these teachers over here doing in Prince William County, Virginia? What's going on? what are we doing over? I think it gets to a point where you have to start saying, all right, now we have a lot of instances where we have teacher and student assaults. What are these teachers saying? I mean, what is the relationship dynamic look like? Like, are you kidding me? It must have been one of those little mayonnaise. But you know, her name is I think it's of like Hindu or some I want to say Indian descent, but you know they don't play that at all. They'll pop your ass in a heartbeat and be like, fuck it, I don't have to work here. I don't need this shit. I don't give a damn. I love it. If I did that, my parents would be ashamed to even have this public. 8 years old is big enough to know you don't spit on people. I'm telling you, you better listen. Do not spit on anyone. I spit tobacco juice and will not spit on anyone. It's disrespectful, ain't it? This is only abuse if this child is a slow bus patriot. I wouldn't hit him, but I would drag him up by his shirt. I'll give him a dirty look. Okay, hot spicy tea. I was see, if I even went that far, I know I'm gonna end up hitting him. I'm gonna pinch him or something, or ding his head. Yeah, I'll have to leave the classroom quick. She slapped him and she left because she already knew. She already knew. I could get the optics of it. Let me get the fuck up out of here because I already know today ain't the day. These kids' homes, lives need to be inspected because they disrespectful as fuck. Yes, they are. I'm glad we are all on the same page. I thought we wasn't gonna be. Okay. All right, now we're going to get into hot topics. If you looked at the description box, the first thing we're going to get into, I just wanted to jump right into this mess because it's like an extension of local news. Cash Out. Atlanta rapper Cash Out has been indicted on 13 counts of rape, aggravated sodomy, and sex trafficking. Now, before we talk about this, I wanted to define some things for you all, just to give you all some legal purview of what's going on here. So when they say that they've sought an indictment, basically instead of filing a complaint or after filing a complaint, the U.S. attorney has appeared before a grand jury to establish probable cause that a particular person committed a federal felony. They do this by calling witnesses and presenting evidence obtained with grand jury subpoenas. Defense attorneys are not allowed to appear before the grand jury, and the accused does not need to testify before the grand jury, and the work of the grand jury is to be kept secret. So he's been indicted. So that means if the indictment has been returned, that means the evidence presented establishes probable cause. It issues an indictment against the accused. At least 16 of the 23 members of the grand jury must be present to conduct the business, and at least 12 jurors must vote. The indictment is called a true bill. If the grand jury does not find sufficient probable cause, it returns a no bill. So now back to Cash Out. Cash Out has been indicted on 13 counts of rape, aggravated sodomy, and sex trafficking. Let's get into this story. I was just, I was very shocked about this. I was like, now, how did this happen? Where did this happen? But they caught him on a whole bunch of mess. So apparently, Cash Out, whose real name is Michael Hakeem Gibson, was reportedly named in a 41-count indictment out of Fulton County, Georgia, last month. Documents say he would lure women into prostitution using his celebrity status while developing a criminal enterprise along the way. They say that he was the figurehead of the organization and main focus of the indictment. At the time, which was this Wednesday, they rescued 2 of the sex workers believed to be involved. Some of them, these women, are most vulnerable women. He lured them in, let them believe that he cared about them and that he would take care of them, only to flip the script. Now, this goes on to why they also indicted him on aggravated sodomy. Aggravated sodomy is a number of things. One is basically forcing sex against nature, force of sex against nature. It's all, legal language stems from long ages. So, this is why anal sex is considered sodomy in legal terms. So aggravated sodomy also can mean that you're forcing or doing something against folks who are 10 years or younger. So when I saw aggravated sodomy, I had to text my friend like, okay, cash out aggravated sodomy. What the fuck does this mean? He could be literally prostituting younger girls. Now they could be 12, 11, 10, but this could all fall under that aggravated sodomy. Now it gives us more detail whether he was a part of this or not. So it says that the most troubling aspect of this case is that the women have been victimized and brutalized within our community by people who had a chance to do something else with their lives. So basically, what he would do was he would lure them in using his status as a celebrity, promising them all of these things. And then once, they bought in, he would then pull them in as a recruited sex worker and then have them recruit another girl as another sex worker. And if they didn't, he would beat them with a belt. And I said, wow. So he goes on, after this indictment was released, he goes onto his social media and he posts this. The Lord says, I'm not even gonna read this shit. I'm over it. But this is what he posts. What's funny is the words he put: why should you live in constant fear of the fury of those who oppress you, of those who are ready to destroy you? Those who are prisoners will soon be set free and be even more prosperous. Gave me an idea of the kind of brainwashing he does, and it sounds like he's a narcissist. I'm glad that, you never know what these folks are doing. You never know what celebrity, what rapper, what artist, what entertainer are doing behind closed doors. I never thought of this. I looked at the article and I said, are you fucking kidding me? Cash out. So you could have been a veteran rapper. You could have still been doing things. Granted, you weren't like top, but you still had access to the industry, but you choose to want to have a criminal enterprise, sexual prostitution ring. Like, what the fuck? And now you're forever tied to this. You've been indicted. So clearly they've had enough witnesses and evidence to proceed in court. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but it's definitely a stain on his career. Like, bro, not ever, never, ever, never. I wouldn't hit him. Oh yeah, it's chaos. These kids, it may have been a reflex reaction. That's what I said about that one story when the man grabbed the girl because she had brought a gun to the school weeks prior. And so she was called to the principal office, and the principal called the assistant principal, who's also a coach, to come in with her. And the girl went to go to her bag, and he's pointing at her, telling her no. And she raised up at him. He grabbed her. I said, that's a reflex. That's what that was, So, and she looked like she could have jumped him if she wanted to. Good morning, Angela Cook. Thank you. Damn, I knew he hadn't been making music, but this is ridiculous. Throw him under the jail. Like, are you kidding me? And then I'll be thinking about his songs, the ones I like. What was that song called? Cash Out, some song he had. I was playing it one year. It was like a real heavy theme song. And I'm like, whole fucking time you talking about pimping out. You cashing out at the hotel. Disgusting. She Will Smith him. And walk back. And she walked, you know what? And walk back to the principal office like, yeah, I did it. And sometimes you do things unintended. You right. I know I have quick reflexes. If I am startled, I jump and swing. It's a net. You're right. My dog look at me like, oh, what you gonna do? I'm like, no, chill, relax. Damn. Hey, good morning, Yusuf. Good morning. How you doing, chat? Listen, as I wake up, child was tore up. Oh shit. Good morning. Unfortunately, ATL has become a hub for sex trafficking, as I can see. I see, and yeah, I'll say that for the night live. But Twitter and ATL and their nightlife is a whole thing in itself. Like, sometimes I just look at what goes on in ATL during the nightlife there, and because Twitter is so unfiltered and you can see anything. They put videos of everything, pictures. I see a lot of shit. I see everything. I see from all of the activity, and I just watch it because I'm interested. Same with Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I see a lot of their activity on Twitter. Crazy ass fucking community. But I enjoy local news. I love what's going on locally in the communities sometimes. So I get my dose from Twitter. It's a great place to go and check out. Yo. Cash Out is getting nothing less than 75 plus years. Cash Out is getting lifetimes 5. Yeah, especially if they got a grand jury already, and there's nothing else to say. Your attorneys couldn't even come in to talk about to defend you. So now you're indicted. Now you're at a point where it's like, so what do you have to say about? We've already got witnesses who said that you, and they've rescued 2 girls at the time of this, and I'm sure they were minors, you know. So it's a tough one for him, but that's his life. He's going all the way back. I mean, talk about a recourse. Like, okay, well, great for you. So I'll stay tuned to this story because I want to see what happens with the case. I want to see if he has, what does he have to say about this, if there's any defense strategy on their side. Speaking of people in cases, Cuba Gooding Jr., he avoids jail time by pleading guilty to the forcible touching charge. Now, I don't know if you all remember, Cuba Gooding had a string of, you know, accusations lodged against him, specifically during the Me Too time. So Cuba Gooding Jr., who was facing up to a year behind bars for groping 3 women at Manhattan clubs in 2018 and 2019, pleaded guilty Wednesday afternoon to 1 misdemeanor count of forcible touching. So in 6 months, should he not comply with the terms of his deal, the misdemeanor won't be reduced to a lesser violation of harassment and they'll proceed. So part of this 6 months, he has to avoid jail time. He must continue his alcohol and behavior counseling for 6 months. And so the DA says, we fully credit and believe all the survivors in this case and thank all of the women and other witnesses who cooperated with our office during the pendency of our investigation. Gooding was arrested in June 2019 after a woman accused him of squeezing her breast without her consent at Magic Hour Rooftop and Bar. A few months later, he was charged in 2 additional cases from women accusing him of similar sexual abuse. So again, this is what I was saying when I said let's put a pin in, you know, how people get off on cases. And I was just trying to relate this back to how the you know, the Ed Buck situation. What were we talking about earlier? I think it was Ed Buck. Yeah, the Ed Buck situation where he was put in jail for 30 years, and some folks said that that's lighter. That's not. Then you have Cuba Gooding Jr., where he pleaded guilty to a 1 count of forcible touch on women, and he had 2 other counts of sexual harassment lodged against him. And now all he has to do is comply with his 6 months, you know, plea agreement, which is avoid jail time and continue your alcohol, drug abuse counseling training, whatever that may be. They're not one in the one. No, you know, someone died on Ed Buck situation. This situation is just, you know, I feel like it was, you know, during the Me Too movement, I think everything had been perceived as, you know, oh my God, I remember when Cuba Gooding Jr. did that to me, and he did, you know, I felt like I should have said something at the time. And so it was a collection of people going back to those moments and saying, yes, he did that to me. I was sexually harassed too. Uh-oh. The camera, the fan started going off. I'm sorry. So that doesn't mean I don't believe the women. I definitely believe them, but I think it was a collection of a whole bunch of women. And they said there was more things brought to the light, but no one ever pressed charges against him. So I thought this was interesting that he pleaded guilty to this, and along the way he was trying not to seem like he did anything wrong. Cuba was always problematic. Exactly. That's why I said it's 1 count of forcible touch and he's off, but it puts a stain on this man's career, sort of, you know. Now he has to be guarded with any relations that he has with women, females in particular, whether it's a working relationship, a personal relationship, you know. And again, I'm not saying that it wasn't true, but I always oftentimes look at what the consequence or the penalties are, and then I say, damn, that is less than what's going to happen to him in the public. You know, you'll always be deemed, you know, this sort of individual who had these charges brought onto him. If this was before the Me Too movement, it'll went away. But because it's after the Me Too movement, where everything is sort of highlighted all the time, brought to the forefront, with Twitter always bringing things to the forefront, it's sort of like, you know, this is you. Cuba Gooding Jr. didn't rape nor kill anyone. Cuba pled guilty. Ed Buck still pled his innocence and has appeals. Oh no, Ed Buck is justifiable. Like I said, I think he'll live the rest of his life in jail. But what I'm saying is, when we like look at folks and politicians who get off a little bit easier in these situations, it's always, you know, Ed Buck. You know, of course, people died. It's a totally different situation. But then you look at this situation, and then we'll look at another situation where it's almost like you see this celebrity privilege being here. So Cuba, I'll follow the story, but I don't think there's anything else here. But I wish him well in his career. Certainly not someone I want to say your fault. You know, you could have handled this a lot differently. I don't want to be the one to put him down, but I definitely want to say moving forward, you need to be very careful about what you do and how you approach women. And certainly because of your celebrity status does not mean you can go run around touching people's breasts. The fuck is wrong with people? That is not okay at all. Is a terrible drunk allow himself to be to be me too. Now, speaking of lawsuits, someone else pleaded guilty. Yaya Mayweather. Now, this is interesting because, again, like I said, I always look at what happens after the case, and is that lesser or stronger than what, you know, what's going to happen to them in public, especially being a celebrity. So Yaya Mayweather, of course, you know, she was accused of stabbing NBA YoungBoy's baby mom back in 2020, the mother of one of NBA YoungBoy's children. And so on Wednesday, she appeared in court where she pleaded guilty to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. According to documents, she faces 6 months of probation for the assault, which could include community service, restitution, or a combination of the two. She was originally facing up to 20 years in prison for the crime. She has a court hearing scheduled for June 16th. And so here's where everything gets interesting. And I actually want you to really, really, really listen to me, because this is what I call privilege. You know, I can find this shit out. So Mayweather's attorney, Kent Schaefer, spoke with XXL on Wednesday about Yaya's plea. Here's what the attorney had to say, y'all. Check this shit out. We resolved the case between Iyanla and the state. I'm going to say that again. We resolved the case between Iyanla and the state. Okay, point. The agreement calls for Iyanla to be ordered deferred adjudication for a period of 6 years, after which she will have no felony conviction and the case will be dismissed. She is eligible to have the deferred adjudication end after 2 years pending her good behavior. Now, the reason I read that statement twice is because Yaya and her father, an NBA YoungBoy, handled the situation between her and the baby mother. So the baby mother probably removed herself from the situation, meant that the state kept those charges against her. So when the attorney says Yaya and the state have settled the charges, that's because that's why it's so less. That's why it isn't 20 years. That's why you don't see this being like something where she, you know, the baby mom actually go forward with this. I'm sure the money talks and everything else walks. And so now it's with the state, and the state is like, well, shit, we don't have nobody else coming up. Well, we'll just give you this. So she got the community service of 6 months. So, and I think what is it? After a year, it'll no longer be listed on her as a felony conviction. I said, now that is celebrity privilege. That is what I call a great way getting away with it. I'm sure she didn't want to have NBA YoungBoy other baby mom in jail. You know, I'm talking about the baby mom who was stabbed. I'm sure she thought about that too. And I'm sure they all sharing pools of money. I'm sure they're living lavish lives. And this was just, all right, we're done, like a little spat. So, but the state, you know, want to file charges. And sometimes that's what they do. Even if you don't, the state, that doesn't mean the state won't drop it. That's the shit you get into when you call in the folks. Yaya pulled a silly move. She should have known better, honestly. I mean, at least go get your homegirls. You got all that money. You can go find somebody else to go do your dirty work. You gonna do it yourself? Yaya Mayweather is pure wealthy privilege. I hope she gets her life together and gets an education. Completely. I do too. The girl she stabbed might have permanent damage in her arm and hand. Yaya needs anger management, lots of therapy. I'm sure, like she had to apologize or do something, and I'm sure her father had to cough up something. I'm for 20 years. You were facing 20 years So I'm gonna need something on the books. I'm gonna need to be good for them 20 years that you out when you should have been in. Like, I hope they calculate it that way. You know, I need 250 a year for 20 years. What that look like? You ain't got to pay me all up on top, but you know, every 4 years I want to check in and make sure my money is looking good. I'm sure she's set for life, to be honest with you. I'm serious. I'm sure she is. The girl she might have. Good morning, Brick Girl. Good morning. Good morning. Yaya needs to go to jail. She's not facing no jail time, unfortunately. Like, this is a case where she literally got away with it. Just to describe the incident, back in April 2020, young boy and Jacobs were at his home when Iyanna arrived at the residence. An argument ensued that eventually made its way to the kitchen, where Mayweather grabbed 2 knives. Jacobs reportedly stepped towards Mayweather, leading to Iyanna rushing the woman with one of the knives. Jacobs told police that she didn't feel the first knife stabbing her, but then Mayweather stabbed her with the second knife. Child. Money is an example of money working for you. Yep, absolutely. That is, when I saw that, I said, damn, because any other person probably would have pushed forward. But when you got a father like that, money like that, an NBA young boy, plus you're connected to the family. It ain't like you could ever get away from it. Your baby dad is her baby dad as well. Like, you're now connected. So, I hope she chilled out though. You better not go stabbing another person, because you might go to jail. The state might want to pick this one up and proceed further. So now that you already got the state in your pocket, you ain't that tough. You're not your father. Damn, I wonder if she walks around thinking she's her dad. Like, don't fuck with me. You're not your dad. You're not your dad. Sweet girl, you're not your dad. That girl made $20 million to keep quiet. People gonna run up on Yaya for a bag. Okay, you ain't hear that from me, but shit. Baby, a fight changed her life forever. Now, granted, we don't know what kind of injury she sustained. I think she said damage. She sustained permanent damage in her arm and hand, but I think she got her payday. I definitely think it was worth her payday. Absolutely. Let's talk about another criminal offense. If you all are following in the description box, we're moving right along into DaBaby. So this shit was so crazy to me. So DaBaby, apparently a 26-year-old man allegedly climbed the fence surrounding the property and was shot, according to an incident report. No charges were filed in the shooting as of Thursday night, but the person was shot on a football field outside a mansion belonging to DaBaby, whose real name, of course, is Jonathan Kirk. Although police would not confirm to CNN that DaBaby owns the home, they said he was present during the time of the incident. So around 8 p.m., police arrived at the scene and they found a man suffering from a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. The victim was transported by the county EMS to a medical facility and treated for his injury. A manager for the rapper declined to comment. Now, really, this happens to anyone, any kind of incident, but I want you all to listen to, I have my own thoughts about this. I'm always looking at celebrities like, now, are we pulling the junkie? Are we doing junkies or not? But I want you all to listen to this 911 call, and then you all tell me what should I just be like, it is what it is, folks. Did I get the right timestamp on this one? Lord, please tell me I did. Please. I'll be trying to be all perfect and shit. Sometimes it just fucks up. No, I didn't. Oh, it's okay.
Can you repeat that phone number for me? 135.
All right, it's heavily redacted, you all, so it's going to be some silence. I did not know my number with this guy sitting here screaming.
Okay. And what's going on there? The guy should have passed on my property. Here you go. Sir, what did you do? I shot him in his leg. Okay. And why did you do that? He's trespassing on my property, calling me by my name. I don't know what he said for, what he here to take, what he here to do, but he shot his leg. He's neutralized until you guys get here. Sir, are you with him now? He's right here in front of me. Okay. Is he awake? Well, put Bob in my property. Sorry, is he awake? Yeah, do you hear him? Is he breathing? Yeah, he stopped. Okay. And he said,
Oh my God. Y'all hear him in the background?
Just hang on, okay? Okay, yeah, come on, like, come on, yeah, he stopped right in his lower side. Sorry, is there any serious bleeding? I said yes, bro. Okay. Is he completely alert? Is he what? Is he completely alert? Did you hear him? Did you not hear his man, bro? Sir, I'm asking you, is he completely alert? Yeah, I can't hear you repeating every question that you ask me because he's over here screaming. Like, y'all just get somebody here. And tell them when they pull up and try to hit the side or something so I can know to open the gate. Alright, is there more than one? Say what? Is there more than one? All I see is one individual. I don't know if y'all somebody with him. I don't know. You have no way of knowing it. But in order for him to get here, you have to jump over a fence and everything. Okay, where's your firearm, sir? Right here in my hand.
Where's your firearm, sir? Right here in my hand.
Okay.
I can't with DaBaby.
I need you to secure your firearm, sir. Sir. It's secure. Sir. It's secure. I told you it's secure. I'm not putting it down with this trespass.
All right. It goes on.
Okay, I understand that, sir, but I'm not talking about security.
It goes on. He goes back and forth with the person on the phone about not putting the firearm. Then they show up. At first I thought this was like a whole stunt. I said, okay, baby's trying to put out a whole nother narrative. But then he went on to Instagram to talk further about what happened and what he put on his story. I know, baby, you got to give me a minute now. Don't come over. Don't start. I just said no. Go sit down. Not yet. He'd be starting to scratch me with them damn claws. He said on his story was the reason people have been showing up at his property is because the papers in the courts have been releasing his address. And so people think they can just pop up and yell out DaBaby. And so this is an incident of that. Now, I still look at this like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a stunt, a narrative, or whatever's going on. But DaBaby, please, the next time something like this, get your ass some security, man. That could have went deadly. It could have not went like this where you just shot them in the leg. And you know what I'm saying? And granted, you are a celebrity. People are going to show up, but you got to be careful. You cannot keep resulting to handling shit on your own. You showing up at the bowling alleys. You doing this kind of shit. You slapping people's phone out of their hand. Women, you know, it's you. What the fuck is up with your security? I hope you don't pay for security. If I find out you paying for security, that's a bitch made move because they're doing nothing for you. Nothing. First thing, you should have had security out there. You're not no little ass dude with little ass money. To some people, you're a big ass dude with big ass money. You got to protect yourself. The hell are you doing? What are you doing? She's not her dad. I would have been more impressed if she threw those knuckles. The fact that she ain't testifying against Yaya is saving Yaya life. The state's case is weaker without her. Exactly. That's what first thing I read. I said, oh, okay. That girl paid off. She went home like, okay, thank you. You want to, I can see her now. You want to stab me again? You want to stab me again? I bet you see, this is the other side of it. Now Yaya understands that, honey, your blows aren't blows like everybody else blows. A street cred, a win for the street. No, bitch, you hit me, it's a come up. So you keep on trying to go down this path of you hard. You gonna hit the wrong person, and they gonna tax your dad where he ain't gonna be able to pay. So you gotta chill. You can't be doing all of this shit, all of this stuff. I know I'm a whole male, and I'll let her slap the shit out of me and go right to the police station. The next minute, the very next minute. Recorded and all. I have all documentation. Knock me the fuck out. Bitch, I'll be seeing red people. Am I at the police station? I'm not playing with her. Why does violence always seem to follow DaBaby? He seems to be the common. I was just saying that. And it's almost like we know that he's it appears that he's like angry, like he, for whatever reason. And that's okay. Be you if that's the way you do things. But what's up with your security? Why are you always the one defending yourself? Like, damn. And your PR team. even when I saw you and your baby mama Danny Lee on that video, she was just sitting there like, okay, baby, okay, y'all suck. Y'all are horrible for this man. He needs somebody that's gonna tell him like, bro, stop. Like, he needs Wendy Williams treatment. He needs to get Britney Spears conservative shit treatment. Like, he needs to be shut down for a little bit because he's doing too much. I fear for him sometimes. Yeah, that was the man screaming. DaBaby is a fool, a whole fool. If I can't retreat, I have no reason to shut anyone. He is neutralized until y'all can. That man got I was like, listen to DaBaby to get over me. The UPS man and mailman can come to your property. The same thing I said, so you should have security out there, like just standing at your gate or some shit. Like, you act like you a regular degular. Like, what are you doing? What if I'm doing DoorDash? Are we that paranoid? Baby, that's another thing. So far, DaBaby 911 calls is the best one in 2023. Oh my God, not in 2023. Yes, DaBaby had me for this one. So I thought it was a publicity stunt. I'm like, okay, yeah, right. DaBaby, you ain't really pulling, ain't nothing happening over there. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about, and I really wanted to debate this with the news crew because it's been a debate on Twitter. Everybody wants to know, and I'll give my opinion on it, but Drewski. So Drewski in his now deleted comedy skit, and I uploaded it to my YouTube channel for you all to see once he deleted it, because I said, okay, great, now we can share it to the world. And I didn't, what was allegedly we were supposed to get out of this video is that it was supposed to be a public service announcement about, you know, how not to be around females when you know, have liquor or you want to drink. It's supposed to be along those lines. I really didn't get the PSA out of it. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but because there was no public or no nonprofit or anything associated with it. So I was really just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I really couldn't give him that because I didn't see anything associated. Then some people took it as it being a very, really, really bad joke. So you all let me know what you think about this video. Granted, Druski is known for putting together skits like this, so this isn't his first, or you know, is not probably going to be his last. But he deleted it after much backlash.
It's got Silent Club! Silent Club! Never have I ever kissed a dude. Hey, take a shot, take a shot. Oh, she bullshit, bro. They shot baby, ain't shot, bro. You ain't want to get a shot. Keep going. That's a regular shot. I'm not the same amount of mine. I got the same amount. Nah, you got the whole shit. Y'all already got to catch up, Y'all already got to catch up. Finish the rest of that. Finish the rest of it. Crazy. Oh, it's demon time, huh? John, go. You gotta drive. That shit ain't shit. Drive that shit. Hey.
Now, after watching that video, did anybody feel like he was promoting getting women drunk to take advantage of them? Did anybody feel like that at all? We're looking dumb as melanated people. So you feel like it made us just look bad, the video? I felt like, honestly, I didn't feel like it was promoting that. I did see the skit, the comedy in it. I thought it was a joke. I took it as being like maybe a poor joke, but I did not see it where it took to the point where people thought he was promoting like date rape culture, like get a girl drunk. I didn't see that at all in that. And if you watch Druski, a lot of his videos, they're very, very iffy with the topics. You know, he did a transgender one before, and that was a little bit iffy. So I don't know. I just feel like people get really tough about stuff. They, you know, everything is not, you know, honestly, and I'm sitting thinking like you would have to be drinking a lot of shots of something if you about to do something with Druski. That's just me. That's not nobody else. That's just me. That's how I thought. And so I thought it was a joke. Like, this is his real life. This is this man's real life. It just, exactly. It just wasn't funny at all, period. Who gonna beat the baby 911 call? The man's ignorant commentary. What funny is the victim bone in the back. I just feel like the baby is limited in his vocabulary, so he gonna only say, "Huh? What? No, y'all gotta come." He ain't gonna say nothing like that. Why do we feel we have to put everything on camera? That's true. I don't, clicks and views. That's what I think it is, mostly to get clicks and views, get people to buy into his product. I think it definitely gave him what he wanted. He deleted the skit, but he also had people coming to his channel, coming to his Instagram page, watching to see what else he puts out. People are now looking to see what, next skit he's going to do. So it definitely grabbed some attention. I think he'll be more cautious about, portraying this kind of, idea of the culture. As a woman, what it gives. We can't always be victims. Oh, that's a responsible thing. I get that. I say the same thing for men. Like, we ain't always victims either. Sometimes we definitely are perpetrators of the behavior. So that's cool. That's what's up. All right, let's move into Kim K and his sex tape. Now, y'all know I was gonna just put the truth all over this shit, because when I saw it, I said, are we really gonna do this today, or are we not? We just gonna let it go. Now, Kim Kardashian, her show came out last night, and on there was a portion where she was crying. She was gonna call Kanye West. She was mad because Saint had saw an advertising of the Kim Kardashian's second sex tape on Roblox. And now, granted, remember this happened back in February of last year. So during that time, Kanye West had actually got the tape, the second tape, and he delivered it to Kim Kardashian right before her Saturday Night Live. And so I'm looking at it like, oh, wow. So now they started the show using this. So now it gives us context of how they're starting the show, when they're starting the show, and how it's leading up to now, where we are now. So this was just a salacious story. It was nothing here. I mean, Whack 100 came out to defend himself. I listened to his interview. You ain't missing nothing there. Whack 100 basically went on to say that's her PR team trying to threaten him, but there's no reason to threaten, because she has the only second tape. Nobody else has copies of the tape. She has it. And so they're, but it lets us know that this is where they're picking up from the show. From after that, it went into the sex tape, her being on Saturday Night Live, Kanye and her, and then we get to the whole demise of their relationship. So I think that's why when she went out and said that Pete Davidson will not be on this season of the show, makes sense, because they're starting from a point where Kanye and Kim haven't even broken up yet. So they're giving us all of that on this show. And then I think next season we'll see the blossoming of Pete Davidson and her, which they'll start probably filming that this year. Probably all the stuff we're seeing them do now will be on next season's stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch all this shit over with. I don't know who they think they are, but I'm not gonna watch this stuff all over. We done lived it. That's why I said I'm gonna see this story, but there's nothing there. There's nothing new here. The only new things would be how they felt about it that we didn't see on social media. But other than that, I'm not gonna rehash all this shit. Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me we got to rehash all of this? Nah, I'm not interested in that at all. I can't feel bad for her. She wanted to be famous by any means necessary, so she has to deal with it. Period. And she put out on her social media, she has the right attorneys this time to deal with this matter the right way. So I'm sitting thinking, like, Kim, let it go. Certain people have interests to protect, so we don't video at our parties. Oh yeah. Yeah, some people make it mandatory that you don't video at parties and stuff like that. If my phone is confiscated at any party, if I choose to stay out, only drink bottled water, choices can be made to protect oneself. That's true. That's smart. That's true. All right, so again, nothing there. It was just for her show being released yesterday, which, ugh. Now, a story I've been following, Latto. You remember Latto released her album 777, and there was supposed to be this record on her album that some guy was not going to clear the record unless she slept with him. And so we had all thought it was Kodak Black, because apparently Kodak Black had a record on there, and so he wasn't going to clear it. But then the album came out, and the song with Kodak Black on was featured. Well, now there's more details coming out, and apparently it's Lil Wayne. And I said, not Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, yes. Lil Wayne has been rumored to have sexually harassed Latto in exchange for the 777 verse. Now, I mean, I have to. Okay. Sorry, you all. My StreamYard is freezing on my end. All right. So now on my end, I really didn't think there was nothing here. I thought after he was on the album, I said, oh, okay, that was just a stunt to put the album out. Well, according to the Horrible Decisions podcast, one of the panelists went on to say, Mandy B, to be fair, Latto did not confirm that it was actually Kodak. I will say the tea I got, so I don't even know if I can share this tea, which is old now. I actually heard it was Wayne from someone that knows him. That Wayne was supposed to appear on the 7/7 track Sunshine, but did not want to if he could not have none. So nobody from Latto's camp or Lil Wayne's camp have confirmed that or not yet. Do I believe this to be true? I don't know now. I just, at this point, I don't know if Latto was telling us, from the get-go, if this was just to push the album or not. But then you adding Lil Wayne into this, and he is on the album, by the way. It's like, it makes it funny. So I would have to hear her come out and refute the story. If they don't refute the story, then we know this was all play. Hey, good morning, Sassy. Good morning. Ew, just ew. You saying ew to Lil Wayne? I mean, it's shocking because then I just start thinking about the female artists that Lil Wayne has worked with, the Nickies, all the other artists, and I'm thinking like, damn, I hope that's not a part of his repertoire that you need to do something like that. I need to hear that from Lil Wayne. Good morning. Good morning, Troy. Exactly. That's the same thing I said. Lil Wayne, for him to be in the game so long, like giving you a verse would be nothing to him. I mean, wow. I thought that was a lot. Latto is really throwing all the names against the wall. Her team ain't right since all these names came from Latto's camp. Exactly. And you got to remember, Kodak Black's people came out and refuted that quickly, saying, nah, it ain't him. And even Kodak Black went against his manager because he thought his manager was trying to insinuate that she came out and said it. And he was saying, nah, she didn't even say my name. I don't know why my manager jumped all over that because it insinuates that it's us. So he was trying to clear it up. And remember, I was like, now Kodak Black, not you fucking for a verse, not Kodak Black, but no, it's not him. I'm sure he's, thank God. But he did say the women on his record label, if he wanted to, they would need to sleep with him. So that's sort of why I felt like it was him. But no, and I hope it ain't Lil Wayne. I think it is a PR stunt. She taking that what's his name? Lil Nas X route. Lauren London is Lil Wayne's baby mama. Catch that. Period. I caught it. I caught that shade. That's why I had to look at it sideways. Like, yeah, all right, Latto. All right, so let's move on to the next story. You remember now, I thought we ended this. I thought we left this alone. I thought, Benzino and his daughter would leave things where it was. Well, unfortunately, that's not the way it has been. So Coi Leray gets support from the game. Tory Lanez after Benzino laughs at her first week sales. So sad. Like your dad finds it funny that your only first week sales 11,000. You know what I mean? Like, as an artist, you should be celebrating that, but not to her dad. So her father went on to retweet Academics post that says Coi Leray trendsetter on pace to sell 11,000. So he retweets this laughing on his IG, as you can see. And so Tory Lanez comes to her defense by saying, I never laugh at my daughter. What type of shit is that? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, why? What the fuck? What is wrong with Benzino? Like, what is wrong with you? Now we get to see the real you. Like, whereas before, maybe we could have thought she was lying or it was something there. No, but you really are an asshole. You are an asshole. And this is your child. No matter what, it almost comes off as if you're trying to be competitive with your daughter in terms of who's going to be the bigger star, you or her. And I'm telling you now, that's going to go against you, because this ain't like it's another celebrity. This is your child. No one wants to see a parent go against their child like this and publicly. Like, this is all wrong. You laughing at her now. This is something you can never take back. Even if y'all have conversations, you can't take shit back like this. It's gonna be hurtful. It's hurtful. Your father in the industry, and he laughing because his time is up and gone. Like, let it go. Go sit by the poolside, pineapples and water. That shit is great. It's ridiculous. It is a pay to play culture. Yeah, it is. The entertainment industry. I believe that she was sexually harassed. Not sure who it is, but let's not act like an up and coming artist was sexually harassed, male or female. No, they probably do. Absolutely. Especially to get features, to get their albums and stuff pushed and stuff like that. Absolutely. But if it was Lil Wayne or Kodak Black, now it's just like, we really like, they need to either, well, not Kodak Black, but Lil Wayne probably needs to speak so we can hear his side of the story. Or if they both are just not going to say anything, it just becomes sort of like a rumor in the rumor mill. But I do agree that, yeah, definitely artists who are new and independent, they do face some of that kind of stuff, male or female. Yeah, absolutely. I think Trina's cousin spoke about that. I forgot his name. Bobby Lights. Yeah, I think I remember him speaking about that. Benzino is trash all day long. I mean, Benzino, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? The fuck are you doing? And he's really mad because they said that no to him and his show growing up. No one wants to do that shit. No one wants to do growing up. I'm an older man, but if I get drunk and throw up fishing on a boat, why do people feel this is worth recording? The fish I caught. Wait, did that happen to you? Did somebody do that to you? Oh my God, that is crazy. I think that Benzino is in her feelings because of the homosexual room. I saw that. I saw that. I saw the story with Shauna. I said, I wanted to get some more legs before I come talk about it, but I saw the story. I saw the story. Yes, I did. I saw the story. And she, she's coming out. She's sick of living on the low or by his side. So she's coming out. I wanted more to that because I could easily say that this could be someone pushing a story on him to get back at him. So I want to make sure that I have all the facts of that story. But I did see that being stressed for how he treats his daughter. I understand the relationship is very strange. Yeah, but doing it publicly, I mean, this makes everyone look at you funny in a different way, in a kind of way. So he does need to do a better job of that. Where are we at now? Oh, so let's talk about Jayda Cheaves out here. She confirmed she got eyelid surgery. Now, Jayda Cheaves to me was fine with or without eye surgery, but she went and had eyelid surgery, and people started. Now, she allegedly was telling people she, had something done to her eyes, but I think it was more so her inner circle. But she, was very candid about, her face and how she looks. Well, she went on to Instagram I guess check bitches. Like, look, okay, it is what the fuck it is. So y'all get into this little clip of her calling herself checking folks.
Having a huge discussion. Let's talk about it. Having eyelid surgery was never a secret. I literally told you guys I was down when I got on live, but whatever. So the reason for the surgery is not to change my face. I know I'm pretty. Listen, I know that, but I have suffered from ptosis, and I'll put it below so you guys could Google it. So I was suffering from ptosis, which caused this eyelid to just get really droopy, and it really had me looking like this. This eye was way bigger than this one because I had a lazy eye due to excessive skin over my eyelid. So, of course, if I have the money to fix something, I'm going to fix it. That's just, I've always been that girl. If it's something that I don't like, I'm going to pay to get it done. So I got eyelid surgery on my top eyelid to make this eye look like this eye. And I just wanted my eyes to be symmetrical. I didn't do shit to my face. Drag it on the new face comments, and she looks totally different. Like, y'all dragging it. This is me with no filter. I have on a wig. I haven't worn a wig in months. I've been wearing my real hair with tape in, so maybe that's why y'all getting a little bit lost in the sauce. But y'all know I'm always very open with you guys. Like I said, it was never a secret. I got my eyes to be symmetrical, so I won't have to always do my videos and take my pictures from this side. I'm about to be filming a reality TV show, and I need to be flawless. Simple. I know y'all tired of me because y'all like, stop explaining yourself. The girls that get it. But sometimes you literally have to explain yourself because social media will take something and drag it. Like, I will never, ever mess this face up. If I'm doing something, it's to make it look better. But to change it and mess it up, never. Do y'all know how much money my face makes me? Stop. A huge discussion. Let's talk about it.
So
having
now when you know,
surgery was never
again, I'm all about do whatever, do what you got to do. If you got the means to do it, long as it ain't harming or hurting or promoting like some, you know, crazy message. So she got her eye lift. She got her eye lift. I don't think that's a problem. I feel the same way she feels about this eye right here. I feel like it got too much skin to be leaning. But am I gonna get an eye lift? No, but she has the money to do so. So what? I don't, you know, I guess maybe, you know, I'm vain or whatever the case may be, but I don't think this was a big thing. I'm looking at people in their comments dragging her. You can do more with your money. You can do all this with your money. I'm saying like, but that's who she can do what the fuck she want to. If she wanted to raise her forehead, she could. Somebody got in the comments like, all you got to do is put on a tight wig. I wish I'd have screenshotted. The girl said, just wear a tight wig, honey, it'll raise your eyes. I said, you know what? So to me, I didn't think there was no there. Is she promoting getting eye lifts? If you fall for it, you fall for it. I think everybody can't. It's almost like nobody can say anything about themselves without folks feeling like it's a promotion of something. Like, no, but now I'll go back to Azalea Banks. I had no problem with Azalea Banks doing what she did. I just felt like the way in which she did it was just ill-mannered. Like you out here almost telling girls to go and just pump 30 shots in them. Like, what are you doing? You're not even talking in ways like that. To me was very much foul. This, I feel like it's personable. It's her. It's, you know, she gave her own reason. It wasn't about go get scissors to cut your eye. Like, it wasn't as graphic and nasty. And so that was my thing about that with Azalea Banks. What we saw him walking at that red roof and Benzino did an interview to clarify that whole thing. It was a script between Shannon and Zeno that 50 Cent cut his script. I know. That's why I said I gotta wait till more because I saw the 50 Cent part and I said, let me wait. Because it could be some truth there, but we don't know. Let me wait. I'm waiting. My nephew put me vomiting on Facebook. I get motion sickness on fish and chips. Why do we feel? Oh, okay. So see, now I get why you feel that way. Okay, I get you. I understand. I would be pissed too. You got me vomiting on camera. Oh my God. Yeah, I'd have been mad. We'd have had to have a conversation. Oh, she had the Forrest Whitaker eye. I can understand her face. Exactly. Surviving. People were dragging her like, what else you get done to your face? What else? And I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, I didn't think that was nearly as bad as what people be saying they, you know, get done and do. Like, I didn't even know you could do shit like that, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know they could do that. Raise your eye permanently. Like, oh, wow. I don't know who that is. Oh, wow. What she is saying is that she's sick of people's opinion and dragging her. Pretty much. I mean, definitely is born out of, you know, if it wasn't an instant, because I'm sure there's other things people drag her on her face, but it doesn't bother her as much. But that probably is one that bothered her when she look in the eye. And then she's filming a new reality show. I was trying to figure out before I, you know, went live, what reality show could this girl be filming for? But she's filming a new reality show. Good morning, AJ. Good morning. She is. I like that kind of energy. I told you I love when people just be direct. Like, meet bitches at the head. That's how you become a great long-term celebrity. When you like Rihanna, she ain't lie about shit. She be out here meeting bitches at the head. I'm beautiful, pregnant. I don't care. You know, she said she likes salt and sugar, like food. Like, I love people who are direct. So keep doing you. I mean, now don't come out here telling us you getting 60 shots pumped in. Then I don't have to drag your ass because that's not, you know, I don't think that falls in line with what you've been doing. All right. Cardi B. Let's get into some Cardi B news. I haven't talked about Cardi B in a minute. Cardi B shared pictures of her and her baby, and I thought her and Offset's baby was so adorable. So here's picture 1. Adorable, adorable. And here's picture 2. Iced out. Call him little icy. Little icy. Little icy. Cute boo boo. Cute boo boo. Congratulations again, Cardi. Congratulations. So I wanted to share those pictures. I thought those was cute. Now, in other Cardi B news, we have the Tasha K and Cardi B lawsuit. You know, Tasha K this has been all over the news. People have said, you know, Tasha K hasn't removed the videos, and so, you know, she's going to jail or she's in jail and all of this stuff. And I was trying to figure out, like, how do people know she's in jail? Do we have the docket or something? Because I was looking for stuff to see if she's in jail, but I don't think I saw anything where she's in jail. Now, she can go to jail. She can be reprimanded to jail because, again, of course, she's in violation. She had to remove those videos. I was trying to figure out why Cardi B, for the life of me, wouldn't remove those videos, what kind of strategy she had here at play. I couldn't find any strategy here at play. I saw, do I have it? I saw this tweet from Dennis Byron breaking the blogger lady, aka Tasha K, defies federal court order by failing to remove defamatory statements about Cardi B. Cardi B legal team mounts a response. She is facing possible prison time and financial sanctions. This is a developing story. So I was wondering, like, damn, why did this get so much notoriety? Well, it was because the period of her having to remove those videos expired. So I guess Dennis Byron had it on his calendar. Time's up. You know, he went out there, he tweeted it. I guess he also knew that Cardi B legal team filed, you know, a motion. And so now we're here. And so I'm assuming that Tasha K understands what she's getting herself involved in. Now, I thought to myself, what if somebody else uploads those videos to their YouTube channel and they're here? Because I think the thing about it is there should be no permanent record of those videos anymore. They should be gone. So I said, well, Cardi B then go after that person for having the videos on that channel, you know, because then that person will get views, because it's moving views from another channel to another channel. So I'm gonna stay tuned. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the strategy here? What's the play? Does she have a play here? I'm I'm bewildered by this. I don't understand what is going on with this one. I'm more shocked to learn that a treatment doesn't exist for the eyelids. Really? Me too. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that that was a big thing. Like, I didn't even know people walk around I know facelift, but I didn't know you get an eye lift. Like, that's dope. Did you see them on the cover of Essence? Cardi B? She on Essence now? No, I didn't. Oh. This was hold up. Why am I camera? Oh, this was all a hoax from Chelsea and TK. It's all a lie. You see, Sassy, that's why I'm staying tuned to this story, because I'm sitting here looking like, what are we doing? And, you know, I like to look at all of the different articles, and I like to find factual folks to see if this is something really, really there. So I'm gonna stay tuned to this story. When I come back, hopefully it'll be at the end of it and I'll have like a better picture to put together. But I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, what the fuck, who is going to be playing around with their legal stuff like this? I don't get it. I ain't going to jail for some video. Are you kidding me? And if I'm your legal representation, you might have a case against them, because this is malice. This is negligence at this point. As my legal attorney, it is your job to advise me what I need to do and the legal repercussions from there. And if I decide to not do those, and of course that's my fault, but wow, who would not listen to their attorney in something like this? You're not just going up against regular Joe Schmo, bitch. You're going up against attorneys with millions of dollars at stake here. What are you doing? Eyelids are a pretty basic procedure with white people. Stop. Sassy, stop. That was too much. People do everything for attention, right? Yes, her and all the kids and Offset. Oh, I gotta go look at that. They show correct. Tasha K doing PR stunts. Carrie, they sure do. Social media, the best and worst thing that ever happened to this world. It's alarming, the things people do. Yes, I was on a panel last night with some hardcore celebrity news folk that broke it down. It's ridiculous. See, Tasha K. Well, so it'll be interesting then to see how this plays out, because apparently Cardi B's legal team is getting themselves involved and they're issuing an appeal to the court. So this is good. I feel much better about like not having. No, I believe you, because I'm saying I've been looking and following the story, and I'm just saying any person who has any sort of brand or any reputation would understand very, very quickly that this is what I need to do. Honey, you could have sold those fucking videos to people who got websites, or you could have sold to internet, and you could have done a number of things if you still wanted them to be around. But playing with your own money and your own brand, that's just something I wouldn't do. I would have been took that shit off my, like, bye. That's all. Girl, bye. I would have changed your name. If I wanted to talk about Cardi B, I would call you something else. And then we would, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, remove her likeness from your channel, but you can still talk about the individual as long as you're not, you know, directed towards them. You know, I don't understand her. She makes me just look at her differently. Like, I'm thinking she's more professional with it, but then I see these things and it's like, well, maybe there's some things that you don't understand. And then lastly, Kerrion Franklin. Well, before that, where do I want to go? Cardi B, Tasha. Oh, Andrew Caldwell. So let's talk about this Andrew Caldwell and Black Darius situation. Let's see. So I don't know if you all saw the video that I posted on my community board of Andrew Caldwell and Darius getting into it. And so at one point, Andrew Caldwell says he's getting the FBI on Darius. And I said, oh, really? That's what we doing? So check this out. I said, isn't that the pot?
After today, while we are on this live, I can promise you, I'm starting a federal investigation on you.
Oh, really?
Okay. Okay. You are going to. I'm going to get everybody to come forward, and they're going to show proof. And the feds already say they're watching you.
And you know what's so funny about all that? You're gonna join the rest of them. You're gonna join Angela Davis, the kitchenista, who tried the same line. You're gonna join Danielle and Don Holland, who also tried.
Send my supporters their products. We're done. Send my Darius. I don't have no beef towards you. But
I don't have a beef towards you. I don't understand what this is about.
Darius, when my supporters,
why are you hollering? I'm right here, Andrew. Why are you hollering?
You're wrong. I'm done with
Andrew, I'm right here. Why are you hollering?
Darius, you're wrong.
Why are you hollering? All you gotta do is give me the order number. Andrew, give me the order number.
I'm not giving you no order. I'm not giving you my personal information. And I'm not allowed to check it.
You give me your order number, I'll solve the problem.
You don't give me your order number,
now,
I can't solve the problem.
Now, this was so funny. It goes on. It goes on. And then they got other videos afterwards. Darius comes on. He talks on his own video. This was so funny. So apparently one of Andrew Caldwell's supporters hopped into his DMs to tell him that Darius Cooks didn't send them one of his orders or something like that. And I said, no, you must be familiar with that, because how many times people have told you they haven't received their orders and that they were going to call the FBI on you and that they were going to call the Better Business Bureau on you. So then now he has the audacity to be save a hoe. I'm going to be Captain Save a Hoe. So he's trying to save somebody. So Darius Cooks on here trying to defend himself. And what's so funny is he's like, give me the person information, I'll look him up. So at one point in this conversation, Andrew Caldwell gives him the name. And he types the name in the system and you can't see the person at all. So then he's like, yeah, send your lawsuit on. Do whatever you got to do. Do whatever you got. Now, if y'all know the history of Andrew Caldwell sending cease and desist lawsuits or anything like that, you know that it's a slim chance, 9 times out of 10, it's just going to be a warning. I don't know where he thinks he gets the willpower to do anything like this directly. So I thought this was really, really interesting. Now, I don't know if you all are familiar with Darius Cooks, but if you're not, get into this man. I was familiar with him as a cook, but I didn't know all of this was going on behind the scenes. So check this out.
is supposed to nourish the soul as well as the body, but the Fox 5 I-Team says an Atlanta social media influencer who touts his cooking skills have left behind a mess of complaints.
That's right. Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis spent time investigating a man who goes by the name Darius Cooks. You've been hearing a lot about this guy, Randy.
That's right, Courtney. Yeah, his real name, though, is Darius Williams. His restaurants in Atlanta are now closed. His credit repair business now shut down. But it's how he treats his online critics through a practice called doxing that may have you questioning his recipe for success. It's 4 hours before dinner at this rented house in Collier Hills, and the Fox 5 I-Team is a surprise addition to the menu for a host who clearly does not want to be on TV. What are you trying to tell me? Have the cameraman leave? Okay, go stand down there. So why are you putting the names of your critics and their personal information online?
You don't see that?
Yeah, I've seen the actual clips.
Let me call my lawyer.
Yes, please call someone. Help us understand why you're doing this on your social media pages to people who complain about you.
We got her kids on there as well, kids information. I put it on my Instagram.
And it has been a living nightmare.
A self-taught cook, Darius Williams has built an impressive online presence, not just through his website, Darius Cooks TV, where he sells cookbooks and cookware mixed in with his cooking videos, but also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where he claims 1.5 million followers. He also sells seats for 7-course meals called Dining with Darius, like the one we visited, held in various cities across the country. Williams often goes live multiple times a day to talk about food and sometimes brag about background checks followers send him about his critics.
I can tell you who got the speeding ticket. I can tell you who moved from what state to what state.
Just 3 years ago, Georgia authorities shut down Williams' illegal credit repair business, including a $145,000 settlement. And in early 2020, before COVID, Williams suddenly closed his Atlanta restaurants, focusing instead on his online TV career, while also developing a side dish called doxing. Sadly, the ingredients for doxing are easy to find. Take a heaping cup of private or identifying information about someone, sprinkle some malicious intent, throw it on the internet, and watch how hot it burns.
Okay.
Remember those products Williams sells on his website? The Better Business Bureau gives his company an F rating because customers complain they never got what they ordered.
I started to notice a pattern of people coming on his live and asking about refunds.
It also bothered Danielle Holland that Williams would publicly blast some of those unhappy customers, posting their contact information, like this woman, making fun of her, then sharing her brother's phone number when he tried to privately intervene. In our story, we are blurring what Darius did not. So he doesn't like criticism.
He doesn't like criticism. He doesn't like to be questioned.
The Detroit mom started anonymously retweeting some of the complaints she saw. Then one day, she looked at Darius's Twitter page.
I'm scrolling, and the next thing I know, I see a picture of me. I see a picture of my children and my husband. It was almost kind of like literally like an out-of-body experience.
They filed a police report and shut down their social media accounts, but their children's photos are still on Darius's page.
Randy, I'll be honest, I didn't even know what the term dox meant.
The Hollands quickly found others who say they're victims too, like Melanie's Ford of Atlanta. She says after she raised questions about Darius's tactics, his followers bombarded her too.
I was reached out to, called all sorts of names. It was absolutely horrible.
So more drama equals more likes.
He does this for likes, clicks, and engagement.
The food fight has even reached other TV chefs. Sonny Anderson and Andrea Davis, known as the Kitchenista, have issued public condemnations of Williams and his doxing.
This thing about doxing and cyberbullying is real, and it's hurtful, and it's hurting people.
So what did the usually chatty Darius Williams finally have to say to us?
You can just go on record and say I'm declining the comment. That's it. Have a great day.
Well, wait a minute. These people are upset because you've been putting their personal information online, Darius. Come on, I thought you liked being on television.
You shady.
Apparently not our channel.
He's
Sonny Anderson is a Food Network personality who gave Williams his first break by featuring him on her show several years ago. I talked to somebody by phone. She says she feels horrible about what's happened, and she has disavowed any connection to him at all.
Well, it's disturbing enough to see these people's personal information being spread all over the internet, but the question is doxing illegal?
No, it's not against the law, which makes you wonder if the Hollands will get any satisfaction from that police report they filed.
I was trying not to play that. It's not against the law. But so this whole thing is interesting. Both Andrew Caldwell, both Darius Cooks, both of them being involved with each other. It's sad. It is so sad that today we see doxing on multiple levels. We see it with Ukraine and the troops. We see it with Darius Cooks. We know that Andrew Caldwell has doxed before. And we know, I'm sure we are familiar with doxers. But it's definitely something that is not to play with. It's no joke. This lady was a customer of this man, and all of a sudden she found her picture of her kids and children on his Instagram and his Twitter feed. And then as I was listening to his interview with Andrew Caldwell, he kept saying, show me this where you see that online. Show me the picture where I'm doxing and putting people out. And clearly he's deleted that information, but I just like, wow, there's a lot going on. Why would he do this? Why would he do this? That's a good ass question. A major scammer. Sis did all that for views. He tried with the YK Osiris story about, I saw that about the funeral cost. Yeah. He did get the views. He had about 4,000 people watching. You know, he normally be in the 600, 700. Good morning, Catherine. Thank you for being here. Darius was on Fox 5. Yeah, major scammer. He belongs in the beef sector. Okay, he belongs. So does Ukraine. Jeremy spoke in class, Pearl Jam. They wrote about people stressing others out. Why should he do this? Unfortunately, people in high places have been doxing for years. I'm shaking my head. Young man messing up his business, crazy, stuck on stupid. And now you're out here like, who would want to buy something from him now? Like, honestly, now it made the news, and it'd be hard for you to get somebody to shop from you. You have to really be in somebody else's name. You have to really do business under someone else's name. Your name will have to be completely removed. You couldn't even be the face of the product anymore at this point because people are going to associate it with doxing, being doxed. I thought you like being a teller shady. Unfortunately, he's not done. He's still thriving and just in doxing. It's not okay. That's why I was trying to get it off. I was trying to move it. Listen, I was trying to move it off the screen. I'm like, God damn it. Generally, people who dox will not show up. I was trying to get it off before it hit the screen. Like, that's all that is promoting more doxing. But yeah, it's not against the law. I think it has to be shown that it's done in a criminal manner. And it can't be public information. So like when you post pictures on Facebook and people take your Facebook pictures and post them on there, that's not doxing. That's why people tell people to be very careful about what you put on your Facebook page, and on your social media accounts, because whatever you put out there, you don't own that. You think you own it because you're in the image. The minute you hit send, tweet, post, upload, it becomes the property and the intellectual property of that platform. YouTube is going to own this video once I'm done with it. I'm monetized off of it. I have the control to delete it and remove it. But in terms of where it's at, how they accept it, how they could use it, it's all up to them. It's all up to that platform, every single platform. So you got to be very careful what you do on these platforms, because you never fucking know who's going to take your stuff and put it out here in a negative light. Now, if somebody was take your kids' pictures and put up like they're gonna do something crazy to your kids, or they're following your kids at a school or something like that, now it sounds very criminal intent. Now we have a criminal case. It's a criminal complaint. But to literally go to the police and say, hey, this person put my phone number on their Twitter, well, phone number different because that's private, but they put my picture off my Facebook page on their page and drew devil horns on my face. That doesn't really have too many legs there. All right, let's finally move into this Kerrion Franklin update. And y'all know how I've been feeling about Kerrion Franklin. So we finally got the phone call from him in jail with Larry Reed, and I heard it over on Treacy's the other day. And so I hadn't been really trying to pay too much attention to him. And so, oh baby, I know you gotta go. Damn. Kerrion Franklin. I really haven't been paying too much attention to it. I've been listening to the phone clips, and again, this shit is crazy as hell. So now what we're hearing is that the person who sold him the car was alive at the time, and so now she's dead, and he feels like this is a setup. Oh, yeah, I don't even know. I don't understand how people don't know about ownership of pictures, data on social media. Me either. I have no meaning to do harm to anyone, but will defend my people. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna have to push this because this boy got to go to the bathroom. All right. So before I go, I got a couple of things. But the Kerrion story, no real new updates on this story. We got to wait till this man has something else. Everybody's asking why is his father not coming to his defense, or why attorneys. Honestly, you can look at it as him and his father don't have that kind of relationship right now. His father probably doesn't want to be involved with him right now like that. And as we heard on the phone, like he said, him and his father, like, it ceased to exist. I think he lied about saying he didn't see the TV show. He didn't. Now, this all happened Sunday night. I think he knew about the clips or the episode. At least he knew what was coming up or what was gonna be. I don't think he was that naive. I just feel like, okay, yeah, right, you didn't see it. Trying to win over sympathy. I'm not here for this. I'm sorry. I don't have and I'm separating this from him and his him wanting to come out and transition into being bisexual or gay. I see that as a different story. All of this, you bought a car and all of this, I'm looking at it totally separate in another box, and I just don't understand it at all. So I need more details. I need to know what was your relationship to the female that sold you the car? Like, who introduced you to her to purchase the car? You know what I mean? Who is that individual? Maybe that's the person that has more details to this story, because right now it just sounds like a bunch of mess. Like, I first thought it was a plot line. I'm like, is he doing this for a plot line? Larry Reid is wrong for that. Unless Kerrion is speaking through lawyers, he needs to shut the fuck up. Well, what it said was that Kerrion requested to speak to Larry Reid because he was hearing rumors about him murdering this girl, this woman, and he wanted to clear his name. And my thing is, like, you would do that through Larry Reid, not your attorney. I get you calling him from jail initially, and that was a private conversation. But all of this, you want to speak to the public through Larry Reid? Okay. You must not know about statements being upheld in the court of law. So you need to be very careful about what you do and what you say in public. That's why I said I got to be careful on this one, because this man he's not operating from a place of, I have legal wherewithal. And then going back to the last episode where we all started realizing that this man may be having some mental health issues, a mental health breakdown in conjunction with battling his sexuality. That's a lot. So I could see him being taken advantage of for the sake of clicks and views and engagement by something like this, because I just, for the life of me, don't understand why he wouldn't have got attorneys, or why even Bad Boys looking at him as their talent for the show, knowing that they may need him in the future, why they may not have issued him some sort of, you need an attorney. Do you need what's going on? Given they're not a real full-fledged network, if this had been a network, they would have given us some heads up or details, but this is Zeus, where it's a downloaded program. So it's hard because you just want to know, like, what the hell is going on. Kerrion is not being charged with murder, clearly, right? But he's in connection, but there's some connection. The car found. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? He's scared and he doesn't have his father's support or his mother's. Like, it's a Murata support that he's lacking. This shows Kerrion. That's what I was saying. It made me start looking at him like, you can be taken advantage of. I feel like you could be taken advantage of. That's what I feel like. This is the second person that has come up dead around Kerrion. Hold up now. I agree with that. I agree. I absolutely agree. Both coins or interest. Really? The second death around Kerrion? Oh, that's worth investigating. Where'd you hear that from? I have to look at that. All right, I need to get my buddy out of here so he can go use the bathroom and I get my day started. All right, so let's get to this contest so I can give somebody $100. $100. All right. So during Black History Month, I'm gonna go look it up. So you break it down leads to a person snapping the fuck out. So during Black History Month, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shows. We did 11 morning shows during Black History Month. And we gave out support to during 9 of those shows. So there was 2 shows, the first show and the last show, that we didn't do any donations. So the person who leaked the original Kerrion videos died mysteriously. Child, this usually happens when you burn bridges because of your entitlement. Y'all got me over here gagging. Okay, all right. So it was 9 shows that we gave out money to. So now I want to, first go over, the organizations. Well, I can't go over the organizations now until you all tell me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it for like maybe 20 seconds. I'm going to have you, if you know the amount. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint. The amount is, of course, between $250 and $600. So I need you to put the amount that you think we've donated in total during those 9 days and the amount of organizations during those days. Now, I have no hint on the amount of organizations, but the hint for the total amount is between $250 and $600. All right. Yes, King Roman, that is true. I'm gonna look it up. I am. All right. Now, if you don't know, just guess. I would say just guess. It never hurts to just guess. It's an easy $100 in your pocket. But I wanted to do this because I wanted to thank you all for being here with me during that time and during that period when we did that to these organizations. Now, from that time to now, I've received like spam mail from all of these organizations, 2 to 3 emails a day from each one of them. Gosh, I know updates. I know everything. So I want to put all of that, package all of their updates into an upload for you all. Maybe something I can work on next week while I'm away. But I want to put that out there so you all can get an idea of what we do and how we stay connected, to these organizations. All right. So on your mark, get set. Oh, let me set my own little phone timer. All right. I'm going to do it for like 20 seconds. Now put the amount and the number of organizations. Maybe I should give you a hint on an organization. The number of organizations is between 0 and 20. And the amount is between $250 and $600. On your mark, get set, go. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, that was a timer. I'm slow as hell. Okay. Oh, not everybody. 500. You said 500. You said 444. 600. 12 and 600. 609 organizations. 500 to 4 organizations. Oh, 444 to 18. Okay. So we gave $525 to 13 organizations. So I'm trying to see who got the closest. Nobody got the closest. Nobody even said anything in the 5s. Oh, you said 5 surviving. But you said 4 organizations. 609 organizations. I would think you're the closest, Zap. Zap, I think you're the closest. You guessed the closest to the organizations and you guessed the closest to the amounts. 12 and 6. Oh, 12 and 600. Uh-oh, no one cares. No one cares. You got the closest. That's dope. So no one cares, and Zap Allen, y'all, no one cares. You got number one. Zap Allen, you got number two. Y'all were the closest. It would have been 600, but those first 2 days we did not give. So we donate to HBCU Foundation Early Access Programs, My Friend's Place, Canva. Canva is the organization that helps find homes for nonprofit for the homeless in New York, Brooklyn, New York. Black Girls Do STEM, Florida Coalition on Black Civic Participation, Coalition of Black Excellence, the National Society of Black Engineers, the National Association of Black Law Enforcement, Brown Girls Do Ballet, and they email me all the time. Brown Girls Do Ballet. National Association of Black Deaf Advocates, the National Association of Black Journalists, and the Black Press Association. And so those were our collective of organizations we supported first. Again, I'm gonna compile a video, and then we're gonna move on to a second cohort of organizations we're gonna support. And this time I wanted to be a little bit more focused. So I'm trying to come up with a theme for our summer support. Don't know yet what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be in the same format. And so again, when we kick it off, please start taking note of the amount, the number of orgs, and the amount. So when we do the wrap up at the end, you can win that $100 surprise. I was trying to figure out a way, like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I wanted to start an email listserv with, you folks, like everybody, like send their emails or sign up on this link I put up, and I can communicate with you all that way. I can just forward the emails to you all because I wanted to share the information and I don't want to inundate my community wall. But some of them are doing some great fucking things. Some of the topics that like I talk about come from the Black Press Association, so please go check them out. I made another gift to them last month because they were pushing a raise a goal, so I gave them $10. So again, I love doing that, and so please, both of you all drop your cash apps. Zap, drop your cash app, and No One Cares, drop your cash app. I'll give you both. I'm gonna hit you both off. I'm feeling generous. I'm feeling love again. So today is my last day for 7 days. And I just want to let you all know the reason I gave you all a heads up and let you know is because I didn't want you all not to see me live on Monday or Wednesday and something like that. It wasn't because, the world was going to end or, something was going to change. It was simply because I wanted my folks to know that I wasn't giving up or I wasn't defeated or some bullshit like that. No, I simply just wanted like a week of just not waking up, just chilling. So I'm not going to be live next week again. But members, I'm going to be popping in and out for you all. And I'm probably going to share some details with you all on Sunday. Now, I told you all next Saturday, I'm going to be out of town and I'm going to be kicking it. And I might have a surprise for you all. Well, I will have a surprise for you all, a surprise cameo. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the time off. It's going to be cool. This has been like, I know people be laughing, but this has been like a job. You come to work every morning, 6:30 to 8:30, and it's like a job. And then I go to my real job. So it's just like taking some time off, and I'm doing that with work too. So that's all it really is. I know you all will have lives. I know there'll be other content creators still here. I know you'll still be around. It's not that I think, oh my God, King Roman's not here. And so, what are we going to do? No, I don't feel like that at all. I just wanted to give you all a heads up. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to let y'all know that's what the dealio be. Those charges have been upgraded from a misdemeanor to a felony. Y'all got me finna do some research for real. 360 with 16 organizations. Just guessing. Oh, Shay. So next round, you got to start the count. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you. Thank you, Surviving. I see you. Oh, wait, I won. Yes, you did, boo-boo. Thank you, Sassy. All right, I got you. Let me do this before I get off right now. Y'all let me know because I hate when I get off and it's not even done the right way. All right. Is Birdie 28A. Oops. It couldn't find you. Oh, I see you. Got it. And then, so you got to go in and complete it, Zach, because it said that and then also to you. All right. All right, you all. This has been great. Thank you all for being here so much. I will see you all on the flip side. I will see you all on April 25th. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm sure there's going to be so much shit to cover. I'll be back. Hopefully some changes, some drops, some sounds, and some stuff. Have fun, King Roman. Thank you. You don't have to explain, courtesy. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you. If only I could just say something and you will understand why I'm saying that. But thank you. Thank you. I'm just trying to move from a cursing a bitch out to a place of, girl, like, get the fuck out my face, bitch. So I'm just working differently. Thank you. All right, you all. Thank you for the heads up on your upcoming, because we would have called a search party. And that's what I was saying. This is what I was saying. Some people, it was like, who do you think this motherfucker think he is? Ain't nobody caring. You just been here. Ain't nobody care. I'm like, but some of y'all don't even understand that some of my subbies really be sending me thorough emails of support. And not just supporting the channel, but yo, like, I relate to you in XYZ, you don't understand. Or yo, like like different levels. So those are the folks that I'm alerting. And if you don't feel like that's you, that's okay. It's not a cause to have a whole fucking discussion about. Like, I mean, it's flattering, but damn, I'd be like, okay. All right. Anyways, I was gonna play some music. We can jam on the way out. We're gonna see if this thing plays today. What vibe am I in? What mood am I in? And we can tune out on the way out. I'm gonna play some house music. Okay, I'm gonna play some house music, and then we can just vibe out. All right, I'll get this dog out. All right. You ready, boo-boo? You ready, boo-boo? All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Have a good weekend.